What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we will be talking about new regional fakes or convergent evolutions, whatever you want to call them, that we could see in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, this is kind of a new thing that they kind of introduced in this game. I mean, they only gave us 2 of them, but things like Wiglett and Toedscool, where they have a Pokemon that they resemble very, very much. Like, they could essentially be regional variants, but they are different from regional variants. You know, with, of course, Wiglett resembling Diglett and Toedscool resembling Tentacool. And the difference here is that, look at Diglett, because it has a form and it has this convergent evolution. Its form, Alolan Diglett, is just another type of mole, just like Diglett is. It's a mole becoming a mole. But with Wiglett, it's a fish, it's an eel, so it's completely different. It couldn't be something that a mole became. It's a whole nother thing. And Tentacool, it's the same way. Tentacool's a jellyfish, Toedscool's a mushroom. Completely different class. It's not even, I mean, in fact, with that one, it went from an animal to a fungi, so not even in the same kingdom. And that's kind of the rule you have to follow here. You also have to follow the rule of Diglett has 1 typing, not Alolan Diglett. Regular Diglett has 1 typing, so Wiglett had 1 typing. It wasn't water ground, it was just water. Tentacool had 2 typings, so Toedscool had to have 2 typings, grass ground. And this is something that I'm going to keep going with these ideas for new regional fakes, as the fan base kind of calls them, in DLC for Scarlet and Violet, which I do think is very, very possible. It seems that this is something they're testing the waters with, and I could totally see us having kind of poster child ones in a similar way to how Galarian Slowpoke was the poster child for Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. And what better way with one that we know kind of exists in Magikarp. We could see a regional fake of Magikarp. And now, the reason we know this exists is because we actually have found in the data for these games that Toedscool and Toedscool are coded in as basically fake Magikarp and fake Gyarados. Whereas, of course, Wiglett is fake Diglett, fake Dugtrio. Now, it's not really fake. It's a Japanese word, and I don't remember what it means or even what it is. But the point is that Toedscool and Toedscool, their coding references Magikarp and Gyarados, not Tentacool and Tentacruel. Furthermore, Diglett is in the games just like Wiglett. Well, Tentacool isn't in the game, even though Toedscool is. So it's clear that at some point, these were actually going to be something else. They weren't going to be a Toedscool and a Toedscruel. They were going to be a Magikarp fake and a Gyarados fake, but they got scrapped and replaced with Toedscool and Toedscruel. And I think there's a chance that the reason they got scrapped is because they're saving the Magikarp fake for the poster child of DLC. Magikarp's a super popular Pokemon, so making a kind of fake version of it as the poster child for DLC just makes a ton of sense. A ton of people would want that. It, like I said, just makes so much sense. Now, what could this look like? I think that this could be a snake. Magikarp, it could be just a snake that's coiled up in a circle, similar to how Magikarp is shaped like a circle and has the pattern of a Magikarp. Say it's poison type. Then when it evolves, it should gain an additional type, because Magikarp does. It goes from water to water flying. This would now be an uncoiled snake and would be Poison Dragon, perhaps even looking very Chinese dragon-esque, but now it would be a snake, not a fish, because Gyarados actually still is a fish. It has the biology of a fish. So it would now be a snake. And I think that would be really, really cool. A Poison Dragon, Basilisk-esque snake would just be so neat, in my opinion. And yeah, I'd love to see it. Now, the next one I want to talk about is one that I'm actually super passionate about for some reason, and that is Staryu. I am trying to keep all of these Gen 1 because that's what Wiglett and Toedscool were. They were representatives of Gen 1, and I imagine they'd keep it that way, in a similar way to how Sun and Moon, all the regional forms were of Gen 1 Pokemon, and they only branched out a generation later. And I say, what better way than with Staryu and Starmie? Now, I think that these could be based off of aloe plants. Now, aloe plants do sometimes come in a kind of star shape. It would look like Staryu, just be green and have spines on it. Starmie, kind of same thing, just green with more spiny arms, if you will. And what it would be is grass type as Staryu, because Staryu is currently water type. And it would evolve and gain a typing, just like Staryu evolves and gains the psychic typing. It would evolve and gain the fairy typing. The reason why is aloe vera is kind of thought to have like healing properties. It's in a lot of stuff that you'll put on your skin for like sunburns, and then people drink it because it's super healthy, and it's in all kinds of other healthy crap. So it would make sense that Staryu would evolve into a fairy type to kind of further represent that healing aspect of it. Healer, regenerator, natural cure, all very good options for this Pokemon's ability, I think. But yeah, I love the idea somehow of this Pokemon. And Staryu, by the way, evolves with a Water Stone, so this aloe vera fake of Staryu could evolve with a Leaf Stone, and that would, of course, make a lot of sense. Now, this next one is a Pokemon that I love dearly, and that is Lapras. I love Lapras so much, and I think it would be great if it got some representation here too. And I say, what better way than to, instead of making it a Plesiosaur, making it a sea turtle. It kind of has a trait of a sea turtle in the sense that it has a shell, but this would go full sea turtle, and so it would just have a shorter neck than Lapras. I was imagining it could be kind of green, and it would be similar to a green sea turtle, and I would love it. I think it would also be cool if it gave it kind of a painted design, similar to the gondolas you can see in Lisbon and Portugal. I think it would be so neat if they did a similar thing with this, and I love sea turtles. I love Lapras. This sounds absolutely perfect to me. Now, what about for its typing? Grass type is a really good one in my opinion. You know, it could talk about how it eats algae and stuff. Now, if we follow the rule of these variants, it can, or fakes if you will, it is that it can't have one of Lapras' original typing. So it can't be grass water, it can't be grass ice, it has to have another typing. Now, I do think that dragon is a very viable option here, but I could also see them going with rock or steel just to kind of go with the whole shell aspect. But either way, I think it would be really cool if this thing got Swift Swim or something to talk about the fact that it is from the water, and it would be an aquatic animal, even if it isn't, a Lapras or a water type even. But yeah, let me know what you think of this one. I really like the idea of a green sea turtle fake of Lapras. Now, this next one is a Pokemon that kind of goes against the rules of regional fakes right now, but I think there's a way to work around it, and that is doing a regional fake of Zubat. And I think that this could be based off of a Stingray, and it'll be really, really cool. It's really simple. You just take those ears of Zubat, you make those like antenna, like probe-like things, similar to how Mantike and Mantine have, and then you make those little barbs that come out of Zubat just Stingray barbs, or even make it one barb to make it more accurate to a Stingray, and you make its wings less bat-wingy and more manta ray wingy, or Stingray wingy. That would be even better since this is a Stingray. Now, for the typing, I think water electric will be super solid, and this is kind of where we get into the section of I broke my own rule, and that is that while Zubat and Golbat are indeed Gen 1 Pokemon, Crobat is not. Crobat is a Gen 2 Pokemon. So how would we handle this? There's two ways I could say to handle this. First off, you could just make this a very special regional fake that gets to evolve into Crobat. Or bonus points if honestly they made it just Zubat and Golbat, but then in Gen 10 they actually gave this Pokemon an evolution similar to how they handed Primeape or Girafarig an evolution in this game. So I honestly think that would be really, really neat if they did do that. They gave us a Pokemon that they already have in mind. We're going to give it an evolution next gen. I think that would be so neat. But yeah, let me know what you think of these regional fake Pokemon. Also, name them for me in the comments below, because they all have names that reference the original names. Toedscool, Tentacool, Wiglett, Diglett. So try to let me know the names that you'd give these in the comments below, and also be sure to let me know what you think of these, which ones you'd want to put on your team, and also what your ideas for some new regional fake Pokemon are. Be sure to also like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. We talk about all things Pokemon here, and that has included a lot of future Pokemon DLC speculation, or future Pokemon that could appear in DLC speculation, rather. And I do have some more ideas cooking, so we will be doing more of those. You don't want to miss them, so again, subscribe and hit the bell. Until next time, I will see all of you later.